to give my yes to you today. I choose.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 28th of October, and I have a espresso this morning. Amazing cup of coffee. 1 Timothy 4 verse 10. 1 Timotheus 4 verse 10. Yesterday I spoke about the fact that we serve a God who's dissatisfied with our spirituality, and He has a plan and He works it. But today I want to say that we're called to work alongside Him. It's a two-way street. God doesn't just put us on a lazy boy and infuse us with everything we need. There's a response required from us, a faith response to all that He's doing in our lives. And verse 7 talks about rather discipline yourself for the purpose of godliness. Discipline yourself. But verse 10 says, for it is for this we labor and strive, because we've set our hope on the living God, who is the Savior of all mankind, especially of believers. So by faith, when we look into our faith, we realize that faith needs to be worked on every single day. And that's not a strange thing. Relationships don't just happen. Relationships between a husband and wife, between a father and a son, between a mother and her daughter, between friends. It needs to be intentional, it needs to be structured, and it needs to be worked on. Both sides need to seek out ways to build into that friendship, strengthen that friendship, make time to be with that other person, and then not just be together, but intentionally grow one another. And our relationship with God is exactly the same by faith. So we need the discipline. We need to, what does it say? We need to labor, we need to work, and we need to strive. We need to toil, and we need to strive. It's not just pitch up at work and at the end of the month get a salary check. It's pitching up at work and making a difference. There's such a difference between salary takers and constructive employees, people who pitch up to make a difference, who take ownership of their responsibility and the upliftment of everything and everyone around them in that company. Those are the kind of workers, those are the kind of employees that you look to take on, and you hope you get them. So someone who accepts Jesus Christ is not someone who just then sits back and waits for everything to happen. Because you know what? We've set our hope. I love that. We've set our hope on the living God, who is the Savior of all mankind, especially of believers. God is the answer. God is the salvation of all of mankind. But He requires faith on our part, and faith that is active, faith that is busy doing, faith that is working, toiling, laboring, and striving. When you strive for the finish line, when you stretch your chest out and you push everything forward and you throw yourself forward to get there first. That's kind of the picture that strive brings up for me. So I want to challenge you this morning. What are you intentionally working on with regard to your salvation and your faith this day and tomorrow? God's got a plan. God hasn't run out of ideas, as I said yesterday. God is the one who's not satisfied with where we're at, and He has a plan, and He's working that plan. But we need to be actively involved and not just voluntary drag-alongs, I almost want to say. We need to be adding to the effort of the team. And I think you need an espresso, a coffee that packs a punch, a small little bit, but that is incredibly strong. Enjoy your day and labor and strive because you've placed your hope in the living God, not in other things, in Him. So He needs to be the focus of your labor and your striving.